Disgraced Jeremy McConnell alone and friendless behind bars for Christmas. Disgraced Jeremy McConnell has been ditched by his close friends who have refused to visit him behind bars over Christmas. Dad of one Jez, who was jailed for 18 weeks in August, is believed to have reached out to pals in the last 2 weeks after shunning friends when he was first jailed. But the Irish model's pals are believed to have shunned his visitors' orders, with even his closest friend not bothering to visit. Sources said the former CBB star, who was convicted of assault after he threw ex Stephanie Davis around like a rag doll as she held their baby in her arms, is depressed as he faces Christmas alone and friendless behind bars. Jeremy hangs his head in shame after being jailed. Jeremy has been ditched by everyone. His close friends want nothing to do with him and Stephanie is obviously out of the picture. He is facing Christmas behind bars without anyone. He isn't expecting any visitors, a source told Mirror Online. Jeremy, who is housed in the notorious Cardiff prison, is preparing to spend Christmas without visitors. Tattooed model Jeremy was jailed after he openly bailed on his community service to get new teeth and a hair transplant at a budget Turkey resort. Showing zero respect for the law, he even told his Instagram followers on the morning he stood in the dock at Cardiff Magistrates Court, "If I don't see Yaz, have a great Christmas." This hair transplant led to his imprisonment. Ex-Steph has kept silent since the controversy. Judge DJ Williams, speaking via video link from Liverpool Magistrates Court, said, "After trial I convicted you of a vicious alcohol-fueled attack on your partner and the mother of your child. She received a number of injuries and you also damaged her property. You showed no regard for your little baby, who was caught up in the violence. I was anxious to protect other women from your violence in future, so I gave you a suspended sentence with rehabilitation requirements. Your solicitor said it would be unjust to activate that sentence. However, I find the reality is that your enthusiasm for cooperation has been short-lived and there's nothing to show in the future things will change. You have done some of the work and it seems fair that I give you some discount for that. I sentence you to 18 weeks of imprisonment out of the original 20. Sources told Mirror Online Jeremy, who gave a pal's Cardiff address to do his punishment, blew £10,000 on drugs and drink after relocating from Dublin. Painfully, Jeremy was clean for 2 weeks before falling back into his dark ways. A source said, he met some characters on his community service and would go out with them on 2 or 3 day benders. He would end up so paranoid that he just wouldn't sleep. Jeremy is thought to be friendless in jail. He would turn up to community service still off his head, but he would probably miss a day every week. People think it was the Turkey trip which led to him going to prison, but it wasn't. It was because he would miss days of his community service. According to pals, Jeremy's paranoia was so extreme he would think strangers were in his home or following him. Concerned mates would try and help, and sources said he was very close to a couple who loaned him their new waterside apartment in Cardiff. This couple did everything for Jeremy. They drove him around and would try and calm him down when he refused to sleep, but Jeremy paid them back in the worst way. After he was sent down, his solicitor called one of them and asked them to box up his things from their flat. When they walked in, they were shocked and exhausted. Jeremy had SD everywhere. The bed, there was excrement on the walls, and the sinks were clogged with wine bottles everywhere. A fine way to pay back your only mates. One of the rooms cost £450 to clean. It was disgusting and it stank. God knows what happened inside those four walls, but it doesn't bear thinking about. Neighbors said it was a bender from Saturday to Thursday. There was no respect there. Prison is the best place for him if you ask his friends. He was in a toxic, dark place, and it's a relief that he is inside where he can get the help he needs. His pals were treading on eggshells. His problems came after his dad died. Jeremy isn't a bad guy, but his relationship with Steph was toxic. They were so bad for each other. She was very manipulative. Concerned friends want Jeremy to use his time in prison to get clean, but it is believed that he has refused visitors as he grimly gets on with serving his time.